Brad, nothing like you were expecting from your team?
It was
dominated.
Yeah, no, it was disappointing. I guess to start with, you just say well done to the Rebels. They did a good job. They, as a player, many times I return from Africa, and it's a tough gig when you come back, and that first game back, especially to have it away. So, take out off to them. They came and did what they had to do, and they ended up getting a good win in the end. For us here, it was disappointing, and I guess first half wasn't. It was an interesting half of rugby, but it was an 11-6 at the end of it. But yeah, had a break, had a chat. Then to sort of have two quick tries after that probably hurt us a bit there, and we never sort of regained our composure for the rest of the game. And you can look at yourself, but you also got to show respect to the opposition, and they put good pressure on, and I thought around our line out, and just generally they had a better game.
Did you actually feel that at any point you were into the game? Did you actually feel like Queensland actually were starting to play what they wanted to play?
Not really, yeah. So that's something for us. That's disappointing because you want to get some flow, you want to get some rhythm, and we didn't really have that stop-start and errors and whatever. But you also got to respect your opposition. That they came and put pressure on, and it's easy just to look at your own stuff and go, "Oh, we need to get better at stuff," which we do. But they did a good job as well to make it that way.
So out on the field, did it feel looked like passes were pushed? Needlessly, when the possession flow was their way of fair bit, and the ball came back Queensland's way of opportunities were pushed, maybe rushed. Did it feel like you didn't make the most of it?
Yeah, I thought because the pressure that they put on us when we did get those little breaks, we tried to force something that wasn't probably there, or if it was there, we just needed to build pressure. I felt like when we did get those breaks, we didn't build pressure. We tried to push it, especially in these conditions. That's when you just got to respect it and hold on to the pill. We just needed to build phase and get into our game, and I felt like we didn't do that tonight.
You said the Waratahs game a couple of weeks ago was incredibly disappointing because you just never played the way that you felt like you could play. Was this
sort of another one?
Really, or?
Sort of not, yeah, a little bit. Couple of steps forward, I felt, with even though they're losses, Highlanders and Crusaders. Even though there were some errors in there, but New South Wales, it felt like a couple of steps, 2-3 steps back. And then sort of Samuel's second half last week, more of a complete game, and a little bit frustrating with our composure, as Samu said, just looking after the ball and just building, as you were saying, some rhythms and playing our game. But as I'm saying, you got to also respect your opposition. They played their part, and they applied that pressure, and when they had their stuff, they did well. They got points. So that's a good win for them coming back from Africa. It's it's a disappointing one for us because home game there, and probably the quality of the game for our fans, the people who come to support us. It's disappointing.
All week it seemed like there was a real emphasis for you guys not to talk about Wade and not to talk about Will. And as you've said, they did really well in putting pressure on you. Do you feel like almost in ignoring them almost in your preparation, did you not focus on what they could bring to the game?
Oh, we're talking like publicly sort of making a big thing about it. Like, we want to focus on us playing and that. Obviously, you know, Will's a real force for them, and we want to put pressure on him. I think felt like we did put some pressure on early, and you know, Quade, you know, can be a really dangerous guy with the footy. So we want, you know, there were definitely guys that you talk about in preparation and defence and whatever. It wasn't like we just went, oh, we're not thinking about them. But in general, as a team, you know, we're trying to grow our game. We're trying to get better and better, and we just feel we've got lots of stuff. And as you saw tonight, you know, there's a fair bit of stuff to work on, and definitely you always respect your opponent, and you're aware of their strengths and stuff. But we're really positively sort of trying to work on our game getting better and better, and you have a few bumps, don't you?
I guess any game, doesn't matter who the 9 and 10 is of the opposition, but any game where they dominate possession and territory like that, they're going to have an influence on that.
Yeah. So field position, most of the first half we're sort of parked down in our own half, and yeah, when you give teams those opportunities, you know, sooner or later they're going to make you pay for them, aren't they? So you know, you learn. I guess you keep learning lessons. And like I said, they did well, considering they came back from Africa. It's always, like I said, a tough game, and they did what they had to do to get the win, and you know, in the end they won really well. For us, felt like there was times where there was opportunities if we could have built on different things, but that was not to be, and it's for us to look at and to, you know, to work on and improve.
Samu, Sifa has had a couple of good touches last week and this week. Would you like to see him get more involved, even than he is?
Yeah, I thought today was a really forward-dominated game as well. We didn't get the ball as wide as we wanted it because of the conditions and the way the game played out. So he's playing really well. You know, he's really diligent throughout the week as well with his preparation. You know, since being in Queensland, and you know, I'm really happy for him and the way he's going. So he's definitely a guy that we want to get the ball out to, and just our guys out wide. You know, they're explosive players and dangerous players. So you know, it's always a part of our game to get them the ball.
Are you wearing North socks? Can you confirm that he's playing for North?
Yeah, we weren't too sure until he picked North, but I guess that's the club he's picked, and you know, obviously I'm representing that club tonight.
Any injuries just begun?
I'm not aware of it at the moment.
Angus over HIA.
Yeah, so got a bit of a knock there. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, he's been playing really good footy. He's a guy who's doing really well. So yeah, hoping that's okay, and he'll be right again next week.